Hello and welcome to the Medical Sales Podcast. I'm your host, Samuel, founder of a revolutionary medical sales training and mentorship program called the Medical Sales Career Builder, and I'm also host of the Medical Sales Podcast. In this podcast, I interview top medical sales reps and leading medical sales executives across the entire world. It doesn't matter what medical sales industry, from medical device to pharmaceutical to genetic testing and diagnostic lab, you name it, you will learn how to either break into the industry, be a top 10% performer within your role, or climb the corporate ladder. Welcome to the Medical Sales Podcast. And remember, I am a medical sales expert sharing my own opinion about this amazing industry and how it can change your life. I'm sure you know people that are deep into a single specialty that they've been hovering around their whole career. And because of that, they're as far along as they are, whatever that means. And then there's you, who's had this amazing, colorful career, and you've really given yourself the advantage of just being on top of all these different technologies to ultimately intentionally look for disruptive technologies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to the best of your ability, just share with us. Those are two different perspectives completely in the same space.
Right.
And as a new, even a relatively new medical sales rep, or as someone that wants to be a medical sales rep, how should you be looking at it? You know, what's going on in your mind, in your life, that you're looking at it the way you did versus what's going on in your mind, or life that you're looking at it the way people that you know that's been at one single specialty and just ascended that specialty. And you know, what kind of comparisons can you make, in your opinion, of those two different pathways?
Yeah, right. So there's a lot of different pathways within medical device. Like that's one of the really unique things about it. And I think it's really personality based. You know, for me, I'm someone that kind of gets bored with just doing the same thing every day. Like I could never be a spine rep and go into the hospital every day and do cases all day long. So for me, and I think it also depends if you're someone that really wants to challenge yourself. For me, going into different specialties, it was always a new challenge. It was a way to step up my game, to, not know anybody in that specialty, but still go and get business and be successful. So I think you really, if I were a younger sales rep and I was giving advice to a younger sales rep wanting to define their career and which direction it would go, I would ask them questions about their personality. Like, are you someone that really likes change? Are you someone that wants to reinvent themselves every few years and do something different and really, continue? I think it just comes down to really challenging yourself. And I think it's opened up a lot of opportunities for me that I wouldn't have had if I had just stayed in one specialty and sort of been pigeonholed into cardiac or wound care I've done. So I think it depends on the person and their personalities, but I really do think that, well, I'll stop there. Does that answer it? I mean, I could go on forever.
No. You nailed it. Thank you for that. Let's talk about disruptive technologies for just a moment longer. So your current role, what does the daily life look like? Is this an 8-to-5 job? Is this I know it's not an on-call job, but does it have on-call type tendencies? Like, talk to us about what is the lifestyle of this role?
Good question. So one of the things I really enjoy about disruptive technology is it allows me to work smarter and not harder. And it allows you to change from being a salesperson that sells a product to a salesperson that really sells a solution.
Sure.
To a whole program or process of integrating this technology. I'll give you an example. So I worked at a company called OnQ. It was a non-narcotic pain pump for post-op surgical pain. I called on everybody that cut, right? So this was what I call case chasing, business model. So I'd go to the hospital, look at the board, obviously a bunch of people had cases that they could use it on, and then you're at the door. Hey doc, you want to use this? This is so much different than that and really allows me to kind of bring expertise, credibility, and my ability to build programs into my sales process. So for disruptive technology, I think there's a few things that you really have to understand and be good at, or kind of within your skill set. One, you do have to be a hunter, right? You have to go out and tell everybody about this product, obviously. But two, you also have to be an educator, because it's a whole, I keep using the word program, but you're selling to a whole practice or to a whole hospital. And so my approach to this is that I think of, how do I sell this product to the entire practice, from the C-suite to marketing to, patient access and, MAs, APPs. It's really a whole practice approach. So you really have to also bring a very high level of, focus, strategy, and execution to it. And that, when I go back to saying working smarter, not harder, it's, again, building that program around that practice to really integrate your product into everything they do. I want to be on their website as a landing page. I want to be part of their marketing webinars to attract new patients. And that whole part is really fun to me.
That's amazing. So with this current team, are you on a team, or are you kind of solo soldier making it happen in your territory?
It's a good question. I'm definitely an individual contributor to, I cover all of Georgia for NanoKnife. So it is an individual contributor, for my area.
Okay. Is disruptive technologies something someone with no experience can entertain? Or would you just flat out say disruptive technologies is a space that is strictly for highly experienced medical sales reps?
That's a very good question. So I think back to like my, 26-year-old self getting into medical device. I think this is something I've definitely honed over a long period of time. I think the right person could do it, but in my experience, I think I needed that 15 years of experience to get to the part where I can be more of a solution seller than just a product seller.
Sure. Jaclene, indulge us if you can. Can you label all the different specialties you've been a part of in your 20-year career?
Label it in what regard?
Just knock it out. I was this and I was that.
Yep.
And
So
specialty focused labeling, not
specialty focused, right? So I started out in wound care.
Okay.
And sold a device that helps heal wounds faster. From there, I actually went to a startup called iFlow.
Okay.
That was an on-cue product. That was the one for post-op surgical pain that delivers non-narcotic directly to the surgical site. From there, I actually got into cardiovascular sales, which was a lot of fun. And at that time was a big, step up for me in terms of, there's hierarchies of medical device companies. So I sold surgical valves as well as a product that was in the cath lab. After that, that's when I had the opportunity to join Axonics, which was a true startup. And that was in the urinary incontinence space within urology. And then Inspire was a neuromodulation device for sleep apnea. And currently am with NanoKnife in the oncology space in urology.
So when you lay it out that way, you kind of had
some
direction, but you've had some directionality in that. It's been different spaces, but it's all kind of led to a higher level of a similar kind of thing. I mean, to be previously in urology in the incontinence space, and now to be in an even higher, more critical, position within dealing with incontinence and things like that. I mean, like I said,
it's different and the same. It's different and the same.
You've definitely progressed. You've definitely progressed.
Yeah. Like I said, I've really focused to brand myself as a disruptive, startup person, queen in Atlanta. And
disruptive. That's what That's what we're gonna label this episode. The disruptive tales from the disruptive queen. I love it. I hope you're enjoying today's episode. And I want to let you know our programs cover the entire career of a medical sales professional. From getting into the medical sales industry, to training on how to be a top performer in the medical sales industry, to masterfully navigating your career to executive level leadership. These programs are personalized and customized for your specific career and background, and trained by over 50 experts, including surgeons. Our results speak for ourselves, and we're landing positions for our candidates in less than 120 days in top medical technology companies like Stryker, Medtronic, Merck, Abbott, you name it. Would you run an Ironman race without training and a strategy? You wouldn't. So why are you trying to do the same with a medical sales position? You need training, you need a strategy, and you need to visit evolveyoursuccess.com, fill out the application, schedule some time with one of our account executives, and let's get you into the position that you've always dreamed of.
Yeah, and that's something that, like I said, after I had the startup experience with Axonics, it was such a fun and good experience. And I honestly, if I have to pick a time in my life where I grew the most as a sales professional, it was really that, because
Wow.
it was grassroots, hard work,
Yeah. And
building a
that's where you had the
program.
patient. You were meeting the patients in that space. So
Correct.
let me ask you this. What do you miss about having that close patient interaction? What do you not miss about having that close patient interaction? For those that are listening and that don't have any patient interaction are thinking, man, I would love it. And for those that are listening and have only had patient interaction, say, man, I would really love it. Give us both sides.
Both sides. So when I first started with Axonics, especially being a caregiver first, I was actually really excited about the opportunity to, connect with patients one-on-one and really help them, through this difficult time in their life where they're getting an implant that helps their urinary incontinence. And it was really rewarding. It was kind of a blend of my salesperson self as well as my caregiver self. And I was like, this is it. This is what I love to do. And I think for the first, year and a half, it was a lot of fun. The challenge comes in when, you're not just managing that patient at the time of surgery. That relationship goes on indefinitely, right? Because your implant is still in them. So I think managing $1.5 million worth of business of patients is much different than where I ended up around $3 million of business, and you still are managing all of those patients.
Right.
I used to say, there's a reason why physicians don't give you their cell phone.
Right.
So, that was truly an on-call job. Patients would call at all hours and, you know, not just tell you about their device, but their life story, and
The talk.
you have to be patient and kind.
Yeah.
It can wear on you after a long time, and especially the more you grow your business, you're almost a slave to your own success in that regard,
Yeah, no,
right?
that's such a good way to put it. You're almost a slave to your
Mhm.
own success. Wow. Okay. So let's switch gears a little bit now. You've had this amazing career, 20 years in the making here. You've been with patients, outside of patients, you've done patient care before. You've been very busy. How have you managed to do this? Do you have a family? You are
Yeah.
solo and that's why you have all the time? Or how do you make this work? Give us the story. Kids, tell us everything.
I am a proud hockey mom.
Okay.
My son is 12, and my husband is from Canada. I don't know if you saw my
Oh,
uh,
representing. He's going to be so proud.
Oh, yeah. So obviously, my son was going to play hockey. My son's name is Max, and I guess that was just a given. My husband being from Canada, so he started playing hockey at 4, and we've supported him. Like, he's a really good hockey player. It's
So
a
he's
lot of
playing
fun to watch.
college hockey right now.
Oh, he's 12.
Gosh. So he's playing college.
Not quite.
Okay. So he's 12 and so what is 12? Is that like a league? Is that high school? Is that not high school, middle school?
It's middle school. So he's just in rec hockey right now. He's trying out
there is no
for
middle school league.
No, not in Atlanta, probably in
Okay.
Canada or
Right.
Minnesota or something.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And what comes next? So he's good now. Who's looking at him and what are they looking to put him on?
So next step is a travel team, which I am encouraging him, but also terrified if he gets it, because that's that's a whole other ball game. But, I really have a strong support. I think it really takes a strong support system at home. There's a lot of nights, there's a lot of weekends for conferences,
Yeah.
places, as you know, don't go on time. So my husband has really just been the biggest, cheerleader of me and just really the biggest support system. So
That's amazing. Is he in
he's
med
made
sales?
all of this possible.
Is he in med sales too?
No, he's not. He's in kind of software startup sales,
Awesome.
interestingly enough. Yeah.
That is
So kind of
fantastic.
both our lives are a little wild, but probably why we only have one child by design. So
Okay. All right. So the conquering family from Canada. Now my question is, you are a multiple winner. I mean, you win. Winning is what you do as opposed to something you've done. Talk to us and maybe one or two things as we come close to wrapping this up. There's reps listening to this right now that they just can't figure it out. They've wanted to get into Winner Circle for years. They've taken sales training. They've read books. They know the challenger sale and influence and spin selling and Clifton Strength Finders. And they've even read Go Givers Sell More. And they're still like, it's not happening. What?
well, first of all, I've read only one of those books,
Oh,
so I don't know if that tells you anything.
that's the secret announcement. So with that being said, tell us what is it? Like, what, in your opinion, 20 years, consistency, what creates a winner?
This question it's always hard for me, right? Because I just do what I do.
Sure.
And I think the one thing I would say is like my approach to sales is really from a competitive nature. I approach it like a competitive athlete. I played sports all through high school and I've just always had this really competitive edge to me. And that breeds my, just sheer determination to win, right? But besides that, let me pause here for a second. So when you think about a competitive athlete, what do they do to prepare for a game? Right? They
Practice.
review the game plan. They study other
No.
players.
Yeah.
They know the game inside and out.
Yeah.
They, read, articles or just consume anything that would make them have an advantage in that space. And I think that's really the biggest thing that's made me successful is I'm a true student of my business and really want to absorb and not just know my product, I need to know the space, I need to know the competitive products and really position myself as a consultant to these physicians that, you know, may have an interest in my product. But I think beyond that, it's what you do every day, right? It's the grind. It's being comfortable with the uncomfortable. It's being a good human being, right? It's showing up. I think one of the things that sets me apart is I have flawless follow-up. I think the number one way you can establish trust and credibility very quickly is just doing what you say you're going to do. And it sounds like a very simple thing, but I don't know if it's done routinely.
Mhm.
It's having EQ, right? It's knowing when to challenge a physician on something and when to let it go.
Mhm.
Um, I think it's really caring about what you do
Sure.
and just wanting to do a good job for that customer and ultimately the patient.
Sure.
I think the other thing that's made me successful is the fact that I was a caregiver first. So I have a very patient first approach to my sale.
Sure.
And I also think it's really choosing the company that you want to partner with very carefully.
Mhm.
I'm never going to, take a job where maybe the data is questionable on the
Sure.
outcomes. It's
Yeah.
really important to me, and I do a lot of research and really have been very lucky to partner with companies with, significant quality outcomes for patients.
Jaclene, I love this. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I am going to steal and coin that phrase flawless follow up today. So when you tune in, know that I stole it from you.
You're welcome. It's trademarked here.
Right. It was trademarked here. But no, this was fantastic. Thank you so much. I I love the fact that someone like you, who's just had so much experience, you've been an individual contributor that's been committed to your own growth and your biggest impact on patients, and it shows. And now you're doing things like literally created a niche as the queen in Atlanta of disruptive technologies. I love it. So we're gonna cap it there. We have one more thing to do before I let you go today. It's called the lightning round. Are you ready?
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready? Okay. All right. So I'm going to ask you 4 questions. You have less than 10 seconds to answer. First question is, what is the best book you've read in the last 6 months?
Starts with why.
Oh man, isn't that just a good one? Isn't it such a good book? That's an essential book. I love Simon Sinek stuff, but that one especially, it's an important read.
You don't know your why, then the rest is really.
What are you doing? Yeah. I love it. Okay, best TV show or movie in the last 6 months.
I'm a Yellowstone junkie, so Yellowstone and then 1923 is my new obsession.
Is it better than the actual Yellowstone show, or the same, or less?
They're both different, but I love them both equally, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen that, so I'll have to put that on.
It's a good one.
Yeah, really? Okay, I'll put it down. All right, I want the item, the place, and the restaurant. Best meal you've had in the last 6 months.
My love language is pasta bolognese, so it's going to have to be St. Cecilia, starting with oysters from PEI, important. Then moving on to a crudo, yellowtail, or some kind of fresh fish. Then a pasta bolognese, ending with a whole branzino.
Where does
Not to be entirely specific, St. Cecilia's here in Atlanta.
Okay, so that is the best. I have never heard such a full answer. So check it out. I haven't talked about this, and I don't know why, but I guess I should. I'm actually doing a tour now where I'm going around the country and I'm trying all the different recommendations that my guests have made.
Okay.
And yours, you just turned it into a full night event. I'm definitely going to do that.
Let's not forget the burrata with the fresh made Italian bread.
That's not dessert. That's more food.
It's the burrata is like a cheese, and they bring out this like fluffy. I don't know what it's like a pillow on a plate. It's like this.
Oh, now I'm just
amazing fluffy bread with a little bit of olive oil and
Parmesan. See, now you're just toying with my emotions. What? Well, we might as well finish it. What do I get for dessert?
I don't get dessert.
I'm only here to have dessert, but I hear you. Okay.
My dessert is my wine along the way, I guess.
Okay. All right.
If you come to Atlanta, I'll definitely take you there, though.
You said what?
I said if you come to Atlanta, I'll definitely take you.
Oh, that's happening. It's not if. It's going to happen. Tell your husband, tell your son, it's happening. We're all going. And we know maybe we'll go to this place. So we'll see. Okay. Last but not least, what's the best experience you've had in the last 6 months?
Work related or
whatever you want. Best experience, period.
I don't know if this is safe for a podcast.
See, now you have to share. What the heck? Now you have to share.
Honestly, I went on a trip with some friends of ours for a 50th birthday party in Aspen, and it was 22 of us skiing, having fun, good food, good wine, good energy. It was just a blast. It was great.
That is fantastic. Thanks for sharing, Jaclene. Jaclene, this was refreshing. Thank you again for being on the show. Thank you for sharing all your wisdom and your pearls. Yeah, we can't wait to see what you go out and do in the world of disruptive technologies. And we look forward to hear from you again.
Thank you so much for having me. It was really an honor.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And remember, I have a customized and personalized program that gets you into the medical technology industry as a sales professional, or any type of role for that matter. Become a top performer in your position and masterfully navigate your career to executive level leadership. Check out these programs and learn more at evolvesuccess.com by visiting our site, filling out an application, schedule some time with one of our account executives, and allowing us to get you where you need to be. Stay tuned for more awesome content with amazing interviews, on the Medical Sales Podcast.